Let me tell you a secret: no one is born confident. Not the athletes you admire, not the leaders you follow, not even the influencers you double tap every day. Confidence? It's built in silence when no one is watching. And it all begins with a choice. There was once a boy named Arav. He wasn't the tallest in class, not the smartest, not the fastest. In fact, he blended so well into the background, even his teachers often forgot to take his attendance. Every time he stood in front of people, his voice would shake. When he walked into a room, he kept his head down, hoping no one would notice how uncomfortable he felt just existing. One day, after a group presentation where he barely whispered a word, Arav overheard someone say, "He'll never be a leader. He's too quiet. No confidence." That sentence didn't just sting, it stuck. But something strange happened. For the first time, instead of feeling defeated, he got angry. Not at the person, but at himself for letting other people define who he was. That night, Arav made a decision not to become the loudest, not to pretend, but to build real confidence from the ground up. He started with something small. Every morning, he looked in the mirror and said one positive thing about himself. At first, it felt silly, but after a week, he started believing it. Then he joined a local debate club not because he was ready, but because he wasn't. He stood there, heart pounding, hands sweaty. His first speech was a disaster. He fumbled, forgot half his points. But the world didn't end. In fact, he walked off the stage, smiling. Why? Because he had faced fear and survived. And that's the moment confidence is born. Not in the applause, but in the silence. After you fail and you still choose to keep going. Over the months, Arav did more. He said yes to opportunities he once ran from. He surrounded himself with people who pushed him. He fell, he got back up, and slowly, brick by brick, the boy who once hid in the shadows began to walk with purpose. Years later, that same quiet boy stood on stage in front of 10 people, delivering a speech that would go viral. And when someone asked him how he became so confident, he smiled and said, "I wasn't born this way. I built each own uncomfortable step at a time." So if you're watching this thinking, "I'm not confident," good. That means you're honest. Now it's time to be brave. Confidence is not a gift. It's a skill. And every day you face what scares you, even in the smallest way you're building it. Start today. Speak up. Show up. Keep going. Because the truth about confidence no one tells you is this: it's not who you are. It's who you decide to become.